Hey guys, I'm headed to Vegas for the weekend for my great niece's 4th birthday. And I'm heading out on the dirt road this morning. And look what we have over here. Oh, just realized how dirty the windshield is. Let me...
This is the 4th month that Scout has got her bully make box, and she knows what it is now. Look at her. She knows what this is. Oh, is this your box? Is this your bully make box? Is that your special box? There you go. There you go. Get your toys. Get your toys. Get your toys. Look, get your toys. What's in there? What's in there? Is that your new toys? Is that your new toys? What you got? Oh, look, it's Valentine's Day. Look. It's a strawberry. Oh, look, Boogie. Look. Look, it's X's and O's. And a big old brown heart. Yep, nothing says lovin' like a brown heart. Oh, it's supposed to be a box of chocolates. Look. Look, it's a box of chocolates. Last month, it was my birthday. And my lovely wife saved up some money and surprised me. And I had enough money to buy a welder that I've been waiting to buy for a while. And I'm going to make a video later this week where I'm going to do a thorough review on using this welder and using some of this equipment I have here. And I'm going to do a bunch of different demonstration welds, and I will also test some of them. I might cut a few of them apart and put a couple of them to the sledgehammer test. I have a total of about 8 hours of actual welding under my belt. Years and years ago, probably close to 30 years ago, I welded with a flux welder and just did about 2 hours of welding. And the guy who showed me how to weld didn't know what he was doing, and I didn't know what I was doing, and they were pretty ugly. Fast forward to when I was helping run the 3-gun matches at Douglas Ridge Rifle Club up there outside of Portland, Oregon. My friend Mark, who was our program director, he had a welder. He just had a small 125 amp Lincoln welder. It was a real nice little welder, a MIG welder. We kind of welded a few things that were above size for it, and he showed me some tricks on how you can make a smaller welder do bigger welds. So anyway, we built a trailer, and we also spent 5 years repairing all of our steel targets and a lot of new steel targets that we invented. And we used my buddy Mark's MIG welder in his garage, and it is excellent. And my first choice would have been to get a MIG welder, but the reason why I went with the flux welder is when you use a MIG welder, you're using an inert gas, okay? In other words, there's actually a gas that comes out around the weld, okay? And what it does is it shields the atmosphere from the weld. But when you weld outside, especially in the high winds like we have here, and most of the welding I'm going to be doing is going to be outside, it's very hard to, you almost have to build a tent around what you're welding, and that's just not going to work very well for me. Plus, you have to lug around a giant tank that weighs over 100 pounds. There's an additional $400 or $500 in materials to buy, equipment to buy. So anyway, I bought this welder because it's kind of the entry level of the second tier of welders that they carry at Harbor Freight. And the reason why I went with a flux welder is when you're using the flux core wire, okay, as the wire burns, okay, as it's arcing, it has a gas that comes off of the shield around the wire that burns off. And that gas that comes off creates that atmospheric barrier. and it allows the same thing to happen with the weld. But when you use this, you don't have to use the gas, you don't have to use the tank, and I can use this in the windiest of conditions, which works great for outdoors. This welder is very small. I'll show you the size of this box. I mean, this thing weighs less than 20 pounds. I mean, this thing is, look at it, 15 pounds. That's all this thing weighs. It has an inverter in it, which allows this thing to have, when you're running off of a generator, especially if you're using a generator that, say, the idle is not idled up yet, when you hit the button to start the arc and start feeding the wire, being that it has an inverter, it allows it to get a good clean arc, a good clean start every single time. And I took my time and really did my research. Okay. And I also had a very limited budget to spend. So I will tell you how much I spent on all this stuff, and I'll give you a detailed breakdown. And believe me, I did not spend very much. And between this and my Champion 4500 generator, I can take this welder and this setup and my generator and this trailer, and I can go out and I can fabricate things on location just about anywhere. So one more thing, real quick thing about this welder. So there's a supply chain problem, and these can be kind of hard to get. So I went to my local Harbor Freight in Flagstaff, and they said that I had to take a number off of the shelf, take it up to the register, pay for it, and it would be probably 4 to 6 weeks before I would get the welder. And that the guy told me these things are basically impossible to get, and there's no other way other than that to get it. So I didn't take that seriously. I went home and saw that it said I could order it and put it in my cart online, so I did. So what do you know? It showed up in my post office box at the UPS store in 4 days. So if you want to get one of these bad boys, don't listen to the guys in the store. Just order it online. That's what I did. I got a compost thermometer. So this is going to take all the guesswork out. It's the biggest one I could find. I think it's like 20 inches long. Yeah. Also, with the big snowstorm we had, I have taken the last 6 days off. I played in the snow, and then as it started to melt rapidly, it's really soupy, really muddy. I decided to just take it easy. We also went to Flagstaff all day yesterday. I mean, we left at like 6 a.m. and came back at 5 o'clock at night, and it was a very long day. We met with one of Sue's friends that was staying in Phoenix, that drove up for the day to visit, and so that was really, really nice. So basically, I haven't turned the compost pile in a week, and it's overdue, and I pretty much am going to have to kind of restart the pile, but that's okay. I have some other stuff I'm going to add to it. So, and it probably will be, I imagine the middle area will be probably somewhat closer to done, and I'm probably expecting to find like maybe some gray ash or something in the center. Anyway, I'm going to take another day off. I'm really tired from running around all day yesterday, not getting very much sleep. Also, we took Scout to the dog park, and she just was a spaz, and she's so tired today she can't even move. So the whole family's going to kind of take a rest day. It's the beginning of the month, and Sue usually takes the first couple of days off. Because typically with her job, the end of the month is a big push to get as many assignments done as she can. So for those of you who are wondering what my wife does, this is about the most simplistic way I could put it to you. My wife edits medical research papers before they're submitted to medical journals from around the world. We just crossed over that last week our first full year living out here on the homestead full time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody out there has a blessed day. And as usual, I will say a prayer for each and every person out there, because I think right now what this world needs is more kindness and more prayers. Thank you.